Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
I'm Anthony.
Today we continue day 2 of an article about Japanese desserts, especially those which match or fit tea and Wagashi. If you remember from yesterday, we have a lot more information for you today about this and other interesting foods.
没错，我们今天要继续介绍和果子有关的。我们昨天呢介绍了有关像是贸易对于当地就是日本它的和果子的发展，还有茶道的发展，我们也提到了和果子的定义跟它主要的成分。除了这个之外，我们还提到说日本呢四季分明，所以和果子它的外形也好，内馅也好，也会随着季节而变化，而且还有节庆限定的这种情况哦。我们再赶快看看今天的内容吧。
Okay, great. Now let's get busy on our first paragraph. Just as Wagashi reflect different seasons and holidays, we mentioned that yesterday, sometimes it's the ingredients, sometimes it's the shape. You expect in spring to have certain kinds of Wagashi that you would not find in winter. They appeal to our 5 senses as well. Wagashi, it's not just looking at them and tasting them, but you'll see that there are many reasons we can enjoy this special Japanese dessert.
好，我们来在第一段的第一句话提到说 Just as Wagashi reflect different seasons， 我们在这个昨天的时候就有提到说它是会配合的季节的变换而改变它的外形，还有改变它的内馅，因为成分不一样，当季的食物也不相同嘛，对不对？好，这是很正常的。And holidays, they appeal to our 5 senses as well. 它不只是吃而已，它能够吸引我们的5种感官。好，它也会去吸引。When you say appeal to something, 好，这个东西就是指吸引着。Something appeals to our 5 senses， 就是这些东西呢会吸引着我们的五感。
Attract, we can also say. A-T-T-R-A-C-T. A-T-T-R-A-C-T, to attract.
吸引的意思，一个动词。
While taste needs no explanation, that's like saying, of course, taste is involved in appreciating this fine dessert. The look of Wagashi also relates to the season, and we started to talk about that yesterday. The taste will change as the ingredients of different seasons change.
没错，所以在这边的话我们特别注意一下，因为他提到了五感嘛，所以我们待会碰到一个感官的时候，我们不妨可以把它圈起来哦。比方说这样 while， 我们记得我们提到说 while 通常指的是比较不同的事物之间的对比或差异，对不对？所以我们在这里画那2件事是什么呢？第一个 while taste needs no explanation，如果说今天是吃这个和果子的话，味觉的这种感官响应是不言可喻的嘛，绝对是知道这是一件事情。The look of Wagashi also relates to the season. The look， 不妨可以帮我把 look 圈起来，他有注意到我们的视觉上的这种响应。The look of Wagashi， 它的外观呢也跟什么有关 ？Also relates to the season， 也会让你想到哦，现在是什么样的季节。
For instance, for example, sakura or cherry blossoms appear in Wagashi during spring. Japan is so famous for cherry blossoms, I don't have to explain that, but they even use cherry blossoms as an ingredient in their Wagashi during April or so.
没错，所以在这里他就举个例子告诉你说到底是什么。For instance, sakura or cherry blossom. Sakura 就是指樱花，很多人如果不晓得日本文化，人说 sakura 那是什么，他就解释 or cherry blossom。好，这 cherry blossom 这个 or 是指去形容前面那个东西。也许 sakura 是这个日本的语言，很多人对于日本文化如果不了解的话，他就告诉你说哦，就是所谓的 cherry blossoms， 它是解释的。Appear in Wagashi during spring. 樱花的话通常是在春天开放，所以在春天的时候你也会吃到属于春天的和果子。
So we've talked about taste and sight as 2 senses. The seasons also influence the choice of ingredients and therefore smell as well. So it's not just what you see, it's not just what you taste, but you may smell different ingredients because the seasons influence, of course, which ingredients you're going to use.
没错，所以在这边的话就告诉你 the seasons also influence 也会影响到 influence something the choice of ingredients 他们所选择的食材的选择他们可能选择当令的食材嘛，所以季节也会影响它的食材，那 and therefore 也因此呢 smell as well 也会影响了你的嗅觉 smell， 所以这是第三个我们五感里面的第三种感官，对不对？嗅觉也出来咯。
Fruits and other ingredients are used when they are most fresh. Of course, when you have a lot of some produce, P-R-O-D-U-C-E, P-R-O-D-U-C-E. As a verb, it's produce, to make things, but produce, as a noun, refers to fruits and vegetables, things which are grown on farms and then sold and eaten. When they are most fresh, when they are freshest, they very likely are going to be more easily and more frequently used in the making of wagashi.
OK， 老师刚刚提到这个词 produce， 好，就指的是农产品的意思。所以所有在这种农场里头，好，所种植的这些可能水果啦，或者蔬菜啦等等，都是属于 produce 的范围。老师刚刚特别提到，如果你讲的是 produce， 重音在第二音节的话，它是动词制造。但如果你要讲农产品，你要重音要往前挪，变成 produce， 这样的话声音才会对，外国人听到的时候才晓得说，哦，你讲的是农产品。好，这个东西的话特别注意，重音的位置很重要。produce 指的是农产品，所以这句话就说 fruits and other ingredients are used when they are most fresh。他们会在最新鲜的时候，好被拿来制作和果子，他们选择当令的食材。
Furthermore, moreover.In addition, besides, should I stop now?
Yeah.
When you pick up or chew on wagashi, you're using your sense of touch. You have to pick it up to eat it.
没错，所以 furthermore 老师刚刚讲的其他的一堆呢，都是在讲此外，而且还有更多的事情要告诉你这样的说法。好，这个东西都可以慢慢学起来。When you pick up， 当你在拿起来。or chew on wagashi 拿起来会放到嘴巴里头开始咀嚼的时候呢 you are using your sense of touch 这就是一种触觉的这种体验。
Lastly, hearing. So we had sight, smell, touch, taste, and now we have hearing. Each dessert has a nice sounding name to match its shape or some special features.So I don't know Japanese, but if I have a variety of wagashi, I may say the different names, and oh, that sounds great.
没错，所以在这里的话，你有机会。最后 ，lastly, hearing， 你也在听觉上面会有一个响应。怎么说呢 ？Each dessert has a nice sounding name. 每一个这个和果子都有一个非常非常好听的名字 ，nice sounding name， 听起来很好听的。To match its shape or some special features， 去用来去描述，好，或者是去搭配它的这种外形啦，或者是它的这些特殊的一些特色等等，都会有一个非常酷的名字。
For example, if you had, here, have some sakura wagashi. Every Japanese love sakura, so they will think, oh, this sounds great. I want to try it.
没错，所以它听起来的时候，光是听就觉得很想吃了，对不对？就是听觉上的一种感受。
In these ways, the five senses, each dessert has, wagashi relate to sight, smell, taste, touch, and even hearing, with each aspect serving as a reflection of the season and local environment. We already talked about the influence of different seasons on what kinds of wagashi are going to be made, but also the local environment. So southern Japan and northern Japan have quite different seasons and probably different produce as well.
没错，所以最后这句话就告诉我们，透过这些方式呢，好，和果子 relate to sight, smell, taste, touch, and even hearing， 它能够接触你的五感，让你的五感都有参与到和果子这样子给你的这种 各方面的体验。然后他说 with each aspect 在每一个面向，aspect 就是指层面或是面向 serving as a reflection of the season and local environment 都可以让你感受到说这个时候现在是什么季节，然后当地的这个环境是什么环境等等。也许你想象一下你在这个樱花树下吃着樱花的这个和果子，那种感觉哇，春天的感觉真的是从嘴巴里都整个蔓延出来，那种感觉是很特别的。他在讲的是这种那种感官跟他的这种体验。
Okay, it's about time to take a break, but don't go away. We have even more for you. Okay, let's get going. Our next paragraph. And for Wagashi, there is also usually a recommended time and place to enjoy them. It's not only the ingredients, but when do you eat it? Where do you eat it?
哇，所以很讲究，对不对？好，所以在这一段里面，我们看到 and for Wagashi 对于这个和果子来说呢 ，there's also usually a recommended time and place. Recommended 就是指被推荐的。那我们在食用、享受和果子的时候，我们还有所谓的最推荐的赏味期限，还有赏味的地点。好，在这里的话，他就告诉你这样的事情。
Well, let's continue. Zo namagashi, for example, are used in matcha tea ceremonies. Now, a ceremony is something we perform or we do for special reasons, for special events, and so on. So, some types of wagashi are prepared only for special occasions or special events. One of these is called zo namagashi.
zo namagashi 就是那个上生果子，好，它是一种，反正这个生果子，然后它有各式各样生的，然后半生果子等等。zo namagashi 他就举这个例子了 ，are used in matcha tea ceremonies。这个 matcha tea ceremony 指的是仪式，对不对？所以他们把这个茶边有很多茶道，抹茶也有抹茶道，如何你拿那些器具去刷那些抹茶粉，好，如何什么时候倒那个热水，然后倒了热水之后怎么处理，他们有多道的功法，这就是他们的抹茶道。所以这边他提到说 ，are used in matcha tea ceremony 是在抹茶道里面会用到的这种上生果子。
These sweets are shaped into seasonal leaves or flowers. You will know when you're eating zo namagashi because the dessert is of a certain shape, probably a certain taste as well because they use seasonal leaves or flowers, or at least that's the shape of the dessert. In the West, for example, if we show a maple leaf, the maple tree leaves, we will think of, maple syrup. And we do make desserts like that, candies that are shaped like maple syrup, and we know that will be the taste of the dessert.
没错，所以像我那时候去加拿大的时候，看到很多枫叶的形状的东西来装枫糖浆，maple syrup 就是枫糖浆的意思。所以你用一些形状，他们会唤起人们对这个东西的一些感觉、跟记忆、跟味觉。好，在这边也是一样的道理哦。所以他那边提到说 ，these sweets are shaped into seasonal leaves or flowers。他讲它的外观，它们会被制作成类似像是当令的这些植物，它们的叶子或者是花卉。
By the way, syrup. S-Y-R-U-P. S-Y-R-U-P. And Canada isn't the only place that makes maple syrup. In the northeastern United States, we have the best maple syrup.
哦，哇哦！所以老师那边的话，其实也是有在制作这个枫糖浆的 ，Syracuse 那边也是有的。好，不只是在加拿大而已，老师这边要特此声明。
And we'll finish up this paragraph with the sweetness of zo namagashi goes well with bitter matcha tea. So we talked about matching different foods or drinks together. If something is very sweet, maybe you can eat or drink something that is bitter, and they will complement each other. They will be suitable for each other.
就是互补平衡的意思。Complement 这个字的，大家特别注意它的拼法 ，C-O-M-P-L-E complement 就是互相互补的感觉，所以有很甜的东西就搭配一点苦的东西来平衡你的味觉。所以他这边提到说 the sweetness of jo namagashi上升果子的甜味呢 goes well with bitter matcha tea， 跟这个抹茶的那种苦涩的味道呢刚好是绝配。 You can say go well with，或者是我们昨天有学到 pair well with， P-A-I-R 动词就是搭配的意思，这边的话都可以用来表达两个东西配在一起很棒。
Okay, let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and we're going to finish with our final paragraph here. Are Wagashi still popular today? We're asking a question to start this, and of course you can expect an answer. Maybe how popular are they today, or are they popular at all? Are they more popular than ever? We'll find out.
没错，在这一段里头，它第一句话就是 Are Wagashi still popular today？ 好，他问你一个问题之后就告诉你说，你去想到，那现在这个和果子的人气指数高不高啊？到底是现在比较没有人吃了呢，还是比以前更加的这个厉害，更受欢迎了呢？我们继续往下看吧。
Well, the answer is not very helpful. It's hard to say. That means it could be a range of possible answers and maybe even conflicting answers.
这很难说，It's hard to say。所以在这里的话，可能是有不同的这种诠释的方式啦，不同的看待方式，甚至不同的时期，它可能有不同的结果。好，在这里的话是很难去下一个定论的。你可以说 It's hard to say.
They may not be as popular as they once were. Now that's reasonable because the Japanese have made this dessert for centuries. And just because it's old doesn't mean people still want to eat it, do it, and so on.
Yeah, 所以在这边还告诉你说 they may not be as popular as they once were. 也许呢，这个和果子还有最辉煌的时代，跟那个时代相比的话，可能也没有那么的厉害，这么的受欢迎，没有超过。好，在这里的话，他就先告诉你这样子。
However, one maker of Wagashi, Hayashi Shinya, points out that Wagashi now mark important events. I'm not sure what they mean by maker. Maybe it's a company that produces this dessert. He explains that Wagashi are now used. They now mark, they show special events, just like Christmas cookies shaped like Christmas trees or Santa Claus's face. You only see those around Christmas. So when you see those, you know, oh, it's Christmas.
Yeah, 没有错。所以在这边的话，我在猜啦 ，one maker of wagashi。你知道，在日本的话，它有分那种茶道，有茶道师，就是那种专门去学习这个东西的 expert 那种专家。那和果子他们有一个词叫做果道师，那个道也是那个道理的道，果的话就是和果子。我在猜这应该是一个制作和果子的大师。其中呢 however 他就说了，然而呢，其中一位和果子制作者，也就是和果子的果道师呢，他叫Hayashi Shinya，好，林生哉 points out that wagashi now mark important events。那现在我们把和果子变成是用来庆祝重要时候的一种工具。
So if they mark special events, we can say they are important at certain times of the year. In this way, the desserts are an important tool in maintaining tradition. So we may not frequently eat wagashi, but during certain times of the year, we expect to.
Yeah, 所以在这边的话就提到说，也许我们不是常常没事就吃和果子，但是在重要节庆、重要的日子，好，或是家族啊等等重要的日子的时候呢，我们也许就会拿和果子来去纪念这一刻。In this way, the desserts are an important tool in maintaining tradition， 去维系传统的一个重要的工具。
Hayashi sees wagashi as a way to bring the family together.Both young and old. This is a way to maintain tradition because it will be a family affair where the senior citizens are there and their children and grandchildren. It helps to keep the family together. That's what tradition is for.
没错，所以传统呢就是用来凝聚家族的嘛，所以他就要告诉你 Hayashi sees Wagashi as a way 是一种方法 to bring the family together 去凝聚家族成员的一个方法 both young and old 就是年轻一辈的老一辈的都凝聚在一起，好共同享受这个 Wagashi 美好的这个甜点，然后凝聚了整个家族。
Okay, let's finish our program now with one vocabulary review. Now, we talked about the 5 senses, S-E-N-S-E, but the word sense is used in other ways as well. For example, he never makes much sense. We rarely understand what he is saying or why he is saying it. It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't make any sense. But that's not one of the 5 senses.
没错，所以说今天他讲的不合理啊，他在说什么我都听不懂啊，所以跟你说 it doesn't make any sense， 他讲的话真的就是完全没有不合道理的，你可以说 it doesn't make any sense， he doesn't make any sense， 好，用这种时候来表达 sense， 这是不同于我们讲到五感的这种 sense 的使用方法，可以请大家特别记起来哦。
Okay, hope you've learned and enjoyed our program. Until the next time,
bye-bye.
第50页，美食飨宴，和果子的异想世界。
The weird and wonderful world of Wagashi. Just as Wagashi reflect different seasons and holidays, they appeal to our 5 senses as well. While taste needs no explanation, the look of Wagashi also relates to the season. For instance, sakura, or cherry blossoms, appear in Wagashi during spring. The seasons also influence the choice of ingredients, and therefore smell as well. Fruits and other ingredients are used when they are most fresh. Furthermore, when you pick up or chew on Wagashi, you're using your sense of touch. Lastly, hearing. Each dessert has a nice-sounding name to match its shape or some special features. In these ways, Wagashi relate to sight, smell, taste, touch, and even hearing, with each aspect serving as a reflection of the season and local environment. And for Wagashi, there is also usually a recommended time and place to enjoy them. Jo namagashi, for example, are used in matcha tea ceremonies. These sweets are shaped into seasonal leaves or flowers. The sweetness of jo namagashi goes well with bitter matcha tea. Are wagashi still popular today? It's hard to say. They may not be as popular as they once were. However, one maker of wagashi, Hayashi Shinya, points out that wagashi now mark important events. In this way, the desserts are an important tool in maintaining tradition. Hayashi sees wagashi as a way to bring the family together, both young and old.